Welcome to the show, my smart and intelligent financial advisor and industry friends. And yeah, I can also extend a welcome to the less intelligent people who have bought into the conspiracy and hype that is PEPs. I want this to be a safe place for you, a place of salvation, if you will. Everyone goes astray in life sometimes, and everyone makes mistakes. You shouldn't be punished forever. You had a few miscalculations around the future success of PEPs. It's okay. I understand. The Retireholics are here to help. We have not started AcroSend yet. The Retireholics are here to help you get back some sense of normalcy in your life. Think of it as rehabilitation or alien PEP exorcism, whatever sounds better to you. Whether smart or not so smart, we are still glad that you showed up for tonight's show, a very special episode of Retireholics. We'll be dedicating this entire show to the Wealth at Work conference in Nashville in October. So it's a new little spin for us, something different. We got a lot to cover, a lot of speakers, a lot of presentations, a lot of topics, a lot of Nashville stuff. So you know what we do, Justin, intro the guest.
All righty. Well, he's originally from an Ohio native whose fascination with business and investment started at the tender age of 15 when he received a copy of Money Magazine as a gift for his birthday. Ross, what the fuck?
What kind of ninth grader?
I got a video game for my 15th birthday.
Right.
I mean, makes sense why you're so much more successful than me, but right? But still. Anyways, fast forward a couple grades and he got his start as a financial advisor in the same year Mark, Chad, and I were the ripe age of 4. If you know him, you know he's one of the most genuine human beings you'll ever have the pleasure of encountering in your life. He truly believes giving back to the world is more than just a responsibility, and his life story proves he lives by that motto with every fiber in his body. Despite functioning on what we believe is about 2.5 hours of sleep a night, he has more energy than that damn bunny who walks around with a drum. When he's not running his flourishing advisor practice or being a podcast host whore, he enjoys being active with his family, playing tennis, pickleball, works out at the gym, or spends 2 months out of every year setting up one of those badass Christmas light displays we all love to enjoy on YouTube around the holidays. Yes, this dude's a freak when it comes to bright lights and an electricity bill that's higher than most of our Christmas budgets. That's just what he does. Ladies and gentlemen, the handler of Mr. Bryant Lester and the mastermind behind Recon, Excel, Advisor 2X, Wealth at Work, or whatever the hell it's going to be called next year, the CEO of Transitus Wealth Partners, Mr. Ross Marino.
Thank you.
Jeez.
You know what to do out there in the audience. Rate Justin on a scale of 0 to 10. Heidi's
Thanks for the
already
pep talk.
Thank you, Heidi.
kicking you off with a
I feel
10.
like Justin's turning into GG, JD, that he's getting so good. We have to start categorizing him higher. We expect so much out of you now, Justin, and that was
I
good.
like that. I'm gonna really start taking it down.
Yeah, you're getting 9s and 10s across the board. Unfortunately, I disagree with Brandon. We have not started AcroSend yet, so let's do a little housekeeping. Start now. We will be playing Chat Bar Champion today. Nice. So Ross, if you remember how that goes, keep your eye on the chat bar. You'll vote someone into the semifinals, and then the audience, you out there, you people, the smart and the dumb ones, will pick someone to win Chat Bar Champion. And we'll be playing AcroSend starting now. If you say any initialism or any acronym, you must drink from your penalty drink. Mark says no, it doesn't start now. When did it start, Mark?
The minute we start the show, it's for us. We know what the game is. There's no more playing around, dude.
Fair enough.
Stop this.
Hey, I drank mine. Did you drink your too, JD?
Yes. I'm going straight back.
Really pissing Sue off, JD.
Sue, you can be cured. I love you from the bottom of my heart. The beauty is everything can be cured. You can get right back to normal. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
There's a vaccination for that.
Hey, I know we got a lot of busy stuff to talk about, but I like to get this one started off right. So Brandon, let's spin the wheel of ice and then we'll talk about the competition.
The wheel of ice.
Early tonight.
No.
Does he double up?
Double up. Double him. Do you have hockey tonight,
Not
Justin?
gonna happen. Yes, I have 2 games.
Oh, give him the pros.
Not gonna be
How many
good.
how many NHL guys are hammered when they play? Come on. Always safe. Always safe.
Wow,
Okay.
National Hockey League. Good one,
You
Mark.
got
You're
another
up.
one, JD.
What?
National Hockey League. You
Oh shit. Thank you.
acronym that.
Even though Jenny Fisher is concerned that McDonald's is hiring 14-year-olds, we're going to move on from the headlines today. The only headline is going to be Wealth at Work is happening in October. So if you want to get your other headlines out there, you will need to go to 401kspecialistmag.com, the fantastic industry magazine. And did I mention the official media partner of Wealth at Work, 401k Specialist Magazine? So there you go. Serious topic number 1, launched in 2010, Advisor 2X, what was Recon back then, right? And from your website here, since then, 1,000 events in 50 cities, 30,000 advisors. Ross, our guest, our honored guest, tell us about the evolution from 2010 till now. And what I'd like to hear about is when did you start the national conference? How has it grown? How did it cap out? And where were we in 2019? Texas somewhere, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, we were to
Dallas.
Gaylord.
Yes. Gaylord, Dallas, Texas. What was attendance like then compared to the first time? How did it grow? And then what do you anticipate for this year in Nashville?
Was that like 19 questions in a row? Can I get
No.
a FAQ?
The growth
God, this
of the
was smart.
national conference. What's it been like over the last 10 years? You
Come on, man. I just threw out FAQ a second time. Did you guys catch that?
Jeez, no.
Did
We're
there.
not drinking for you. Did we say that?
Seriously, I'm coming in strong. I got to play the game.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Is Mark your drinking buddy again?
No.
No.
I've
I just
suffered
figured-
once. I've suffered enough.
I figured based on Ross's evil intentions from last time that he ruined Mark, that we would just ignore any acronyms he said, but I guess that's not
Sounds about right. Yeah.
True. Otherwise, we just have to send him to AA at the end of the show.
We usually do.
Ross, tell me about the growth of your fucking national conference. Let's get started.
Well, it's an interesting story, pretty much only to me, so I'll just shorten it for everybody. Started a database software tool for financial advisors to learn 401ks. We launched it at a conference. Everybody loved it. Nobody would pay for it. So we scrapped it in about 48 hours. But a good thing came out of that. I was at a conference when that happened. And frankly, I listened to people complain about the conference, how the sessions were too long. Nobody was in the exhibit hall. And, they just kind of went on. And I thought maybe we can do something a little different. So we ended up creating some citywide meetings, went right into the investment business or the event business. First event, we were hoping to have 30 advisors show up. We had 58 show up and thought, okay, we got ourselves a company. So we cranked it up. By the next year, we had over 100 across the country. That was 2010, 2011. And then as that model just wasn't as successful, we figured we had to do something different. And in 2015, we decided to launch Excel 401k. Picked Las Vegas to do it in Las Vegas. I basically thought if I can't get 150 or 200 advisors to come to Las Vegas, it's never going to work anyway. But they came, so it worked out. And I think we had maybe 400 people total at that event with sponsors. And we just set up some parameters, which is if I'm an advisor and I'm going to an event, I don't want to be outnumbered by sponsors. And sponsors don't want to outnumber the advisors. So we just kind of went down the list of what kind of national conference would I attend and what would I like? And we put the parameters in place. Fast forward to 2019, we may have had 700 people there, 650 or 700. And don't know what the final number is going to be this year, but all the sponsorships are sold out. Got a lot of people come in. We're getting multiple reservations every day. So, or registrations. So we'll see how it goes for this year. But yeah, it's about a 700 person conference right now.
See how it goes this year, but so far you feel like everything looks normal. I mean, we do have the worldwide pandemic and this whole thing, but I think a lot of people are eager to get back to stuff like this. I'm just looking for an indication from you. I mean, does it look like a full house for Nashville, or is there some impacts of the the virus.
Yeah, there's some impact, but you know, it was interesting. We had a lull for a little while. You know, people register up front, and you know, you get a lot of people signing up because they're going to come every year anyway. We have a lot of repeat people that love to come, and then all of a sudden they just started signing up again, and we're getting registrations every single day, and they keep coming. So I really don't know what the final number is going to be, but I do think just setting up parameters of here's how we roll, which is you have to have either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within 48 hours. You know, those are two requirements. It's one or the other that people can make a decision off of that. They can say, I'm comfortable. I want to go to a conference. I understand enough vaccination and a negative COVID test. And if they're comfortable, they'll come. And at this point, it looks like a lot of people are comfortable.
I think I've always liked the old Excel, the now Wealth at Work, because even earlier on when you guys were in a few hundred people, you know, I think you go from 200 advisors to 400 to 500 to 700, you're still in this nice sweet spot where, you know, you go to some of these big conferences and there's no way you're going to kind of interact with everyone. But I think 500, 600, 700 people, you manage to make your way around and talk with just about everyone or the people that you want to. And so it's a consumable size. Yes, Chad.
Well, there's some comments in there in the chat bar right now about, you know, how it stacks up. Should we go? And I think early on, Ross, when we came to one of the first ones that we had, you made a comment about it being the advisors conference and that the majority of the speakers are advisors that are actively in practice. That to me was the game changer. I wasn't walking around listening to someone's presentation that home office wrote for them 6 months ago that they've delivered it a dozen times, standing up there talking and saying the same thing over and over. I was listening to real advisors that are talking about what they're doing within their practice, and it was applicable. That to me was very different than any other conference I had been to. And so Shannon, I mentioned in there, and you called me out. Yeah, I think the content I'm getting from there, not maybe TPA specific, as you bring up, damn, a specific conference for us third-party administrators. I get more out of that time that I'm with Wealth at Work than I do at any other event.
Yeah. No, I hear you, because it's less corporate in that sense. Let's dive right into the thing. Kicks off on Sunday. Well, you know, in a sense, right? You got a kind of a unique Sunday where, oh, there's going to be some acronyms in here. I think you got
good luck with this, buddy.
4 different sessions where do we decide is FI 360? I can never remember these things.
You're good.
Safe.
You're in the clear.
It's safe. But they'll be doing an accredited investment fiduciary designation workshop and exam in the morning. You've got a Hancock putting on a super continuing education session. So you can get 10 hours of certified financial planner credit and 12 to 20 hours of state insurance credit. And by the way, everyone, if you swing by the Retireholics couch, we're also giving out continuing education credit for your fiduciary accredited retirement technician designation. I'll just say it and drink. For your FART designation, I think you have to pound a beer with Mark in a certain amount of time and you get your credit.
Yeah, it's a
and then you've got a women in transition workshop, which has a bit to do with your book, but don't pull a Josh Itzo on us yet, Ross. We'll talk about your book a little bit later. And then, I can't say the letters. We Inspire, Promote, Network, put those together, is having a cocktail party. I'm going to say that one again too. That's whipping.
Women in
because that's what I call them. But Mark,
Inspire, Promote, nice.
Mark, Chad, and Justin, I want you to know that they reached out to me personally and would not like us at that event, and they want us nowhere in the vicinity. So we need to stay
what
clear
that
of that.
comment sounded like on a.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing
I got
comment sounded a little different.
You read my mind. Okay, good.
Didn't that stand for something else?
Yeah.
Well,
in the past.
Yeah. Yes, they did a
Women
whole
in particular.
rebranding. Do you guys live under a rock?
Yeah, but you need to
Okay.
acknowledge that.
Yeah, my rock's nice, dude. Jeez.
I did. I said both. I said the original one, and then I called them the old one. My bad. And then on the next day, Monday, is kind of like the legit kickoff. And there's a little breakfast, and then it's not a keynote, but it's a welcome. But Ross, who's giving the welcome? It's not you. You've delegated this. Are you getting lazy? What's going on? Why are you not welcoming us to the conference, and who is?
I have no idea. Am I not welcoming?
God damn it.
Lisa's here. She'll let you know.
Where is she? Let me go up to the beginning there. So yeah, I mean, they let me talk at the beginning usually.
Elise has helped me out. It's your committee. It's the topic committee of 6 individuals. You've got Gianna Stout. Can you name those 6 for me? I mean, I've got trivia later, but
Oh, I can. I can just pull them off the top of my head on the webpage.
Brad
Brad
Aarons.
Aarons, Aaron
Yeah.
Hall, Jamie Greenleaf, Sam Mitchell, John Clark, Janya Stout, and Summit Ballroom. I don't know that person.
they'll be giving us the intro and the welcome into the conference, followed by a little American Century dealio by Glenn Dial. And then we kick into breakouts. Okay. And so I'm going to go straight to you, Chad. It's 10:05 a.m. Monday. The first breakouts. Who do you choose? Where do you spend your valuable time? Will it be with the pooled employer? I almost got caught on that one. With the pooled employer or group trust presentation by David Stoffer and John D. Mateo? Will it be the virtual advisor by Craig Dewey? Practice Management FinTech to help you run your business by Jessica Fitzgerald, and drum roll, please. Thank you, Mark. William Hackler, or Grow Your Practice, Opportunities in the Tax Exempt Marketplace by Kara Kidney. I know you remembered those. Where are you going, Chad, and why?
100% the virtual advisor.
100% virtual advisor. Okay, I think I
I
would have
wrote
agreed
that
with
down
you.
earlier. And the service model of the future is the rest of the title there. I'm genuinely interested as advisors continue to grow their practice and we see less folks in this marketplace, how they're going to service these plans that employees are remote at home and spread across the country. And I think leveraging technology, using what will be the future of the advisor practice and how it's done. I'm super interested in that.
Ross, as a pretty active podcaster, I've heard several of your conversations with some of the industry's elite, and this topic has come up over and over again. This new virtual work from home, deliver service to your clients from home type of model. Give us your thoughts on this. I mean, is this legit? It seems to be a big part of the conference, or one of the parts, but you've had lots of conversations. The world's changing.
I love how the conversation shifted over the last year and a half. So for many people right off the bat, it was the wait and see, and we'll just do Zoom for now, and eventually we're going to get back. And then as time went on, we start to see the perspective change with some people. I try to approach everything from a positive, neutral, negative. And if you're going to shift to mostly audio, video, mostly Zoom, not going back in person, what would that mean to your practice? Would it be positive? Would it be neutral? Would it be negative? There's only a few cases where I hear people saying, this is why I think it's a negative. Most people are saying, here's a positive. I'm not in the car. It's more efficient. My clients prefer it because they don't have to stop. The meetings go faster. Even on financial wellness, I'm talking with people in their homes, maybe their spouse is there. They just rattle off the positive benefits of going to a virtual world and leveraging technology. So I don't think this is a temporary thing. I think it really is the business model of the future. And yes, some people will still want to go in person. Some people will want to be seen in person. That's going to be part of the business. But I think the bulk is going to be leveraging technology going forward.
You recently talked with John Clark, Heffernan Group. That's in Mark and Chad's backyard there. And he said something I thought was interesting that I hadn't thought about before. I'd be curious what Mark thinks about this. He said, no, we're going to do a ton of our fiduciary review meetings, our quarterly meetings via Zoom. And Heffernan's a big shop, you know. And he goes, but that will open up opportunities for us to have like a face-to-face lunch with those clients to talk more kind of in theory about things they want to get done in the long term. You know, like, and it dawned on me as I was listening to it, like, that's so cool because a typical fiduciary review meeting is so agenda focused and you usually only have 60 minutes. I'd never thought about this in my career. Wouldn't it be cool to sit down with a committee and have lunch and hear more about their wants and desires for the future, you know, kind of loose thought, fun stuff. Does that sound cool to you, Mark, or no? Because I'm always worried about your opinion of things I think about.
I don't know if I necessarily followed that so much. You're saying they're doing a Zoom to then have lunch in person? What?
four quarterly Zoom meetings for fiduciary review. But that saves up a lot of time, a lot of travel, a lot of prep type of stuff. And so then like, hey, let's go have a 5th meeting, a live lunch, sit down at a restaurant and discuss like, oh, what do you guys actually want to accomplish long-term? Because we never get to talk about this stuff at the fiduciary review meeting. I was like, that sounded cool to me, but.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't sound super exciting to me.
Thanks,
Okay.
They're
It's a free
personalizing
lunch
it.
for us.
I like that.
I'm with Rasa. There seems to be an evolution from, hey, we kind of have to do this, and sure, yeah, it's efficient, to like, okay, and that you've had conversations with Aaron Hall we've seen out there where it's like, no, how do we now actually make this a better, stronger business going forward through the virtual? So it's going to be fun to watch a lot of those things evolve. In the 11:15 a.m. slot on Monday, there's really no choice in what presentation anyone should go to, because I will be presenting with Brad Aarons of IntelliSense. The topic will be monetizing the 401k participant. Who owns the participant? So sorry to the other speakers, Samantha Russell, who's been on this show, Aaron Hall, who I just mentioned, Jamie Greenfield, Marcia Wagner, and Fajita Lovingboy, Alex Astley. I know you're all great people, but you came up against a monster in me and Brad. So Ross, have you thought about moving us to the bigger room since everyone's going to go to, no, we'll move on. After the morning stuff, we go to lunch. And Ross, I want to ask you, when I look at the agenda, I see lunch, but then I also see lunch and learn. Am I able to like bring my food into a room and listen to someone present? Because I kind of like that concept.
The way we do lunch and learns is they're more like a table topic. So what we found is, and you know this, advisors love to talk shop. They love to interact. They love to have discussions. And it's one thing to do it in a breakout room. So we tried this a few years ago. Why don't we just put up a sign on a table and say, here's the topic, grab a seat, let's talk about it. And you had people standing around certain tables because they wanted to be in on the conversation. So we just expanded to that. So if you want to talk about certain topics, you're going to see the signs up there, grab a seat, pull up a chair. It's real informal. Let's eat some food and let's talk.
So I can't wait to put up my sign at my table.
You should, Mark. You should make your own. Okay. So different than I had thought. I thought like maybe someone's giving a presentation on that subject, but no, it's an open conversation that we can all have our lunch and talk about in those different rooms that Brandon's showing right now. Right back there. How should I pay my salespeople?
Oh, cryptocurrency and retirement plans.
Maybe Mark and I
There
should go to the
go.
how to pay
I
together.
thought you were saying you want us to be paid in cryptocurrency for a moment. Chad.
I'd pay you guys in crypto. You guys want to be paid in crypto?
I make $16,000 a year plus retirement benefits that ain't worth a damn.
Let's see. Let's go to Ross. You're going to kick off day 2. Little quick, in case you didn't know that, I'm letting you know now. Lisa will let you know.
Already moved to day 2? We're not even going to talk about the rest of day 1?
What would you like to talk about, Mark, the rest of day 1?
To talk about, well, there were a lot of good presenters and sessions that I had made note here. My robe homie, Holly Knight's going to be presenting at 3:10 on Monday. I'm going to check that out. I also wanted to mention that this sounds like a fun little late night party. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these conferences, people just want to go and get hammered, like it's an unfortunate sometimes part of the conference, but it is what it is. Free booze brings out the worst in people. But Bryant Lester, if you guys don't already know, and I'm probably throwing him under the bus here.
Lester's doing a topic.
Doing an underground late night pickleball lesson. So
what?
Count me in.
In front of Tootsie's, he'll take you around the back to the alley. You'll go downstairs. You'll meet with a couple people, and it's.
Is Dusty going to be there?
Dusty Black's he'll be on stage. Yeah. So yeah.
Perfect.
Just so you know.
So that's Mark's no miss event. Maybe I could go to Chad and Justin now. Is there a certain presentation topic that jumped out at you that you have to go see?
In the afternoon?
You hit mine.
The
You hit
pickleball
mine.
or the one? Which one?
No, the virtual advisor. Like that was
Okay.
in terms of day one, that was the one that I wrote down. Like I'm genuinely very interested and want to be a part of that. As you asked that question though, JD, the other thing that popped in my mind is there's a shit ton of speakers I've never heard of. And I love that because I feel like most other conferences, the names I see are like, yeah, I love that person. He's a great speaker. She's a great speaker, but I've heard that person a dozen times. It'd be nice to see some new blood. There's a lot of people in here. I have no clue who they are.
They have no clue who you are, Chad. So it's feelings
That's
mutual.
fantastic. I mean, Mark, how is that possible?
I don't know.
Wow.
You're literally going the opposite of me, Chad. And I love that because I was going to say my go-to is if I'm at any conference and Tom Clark's speaking, I've got to go. Like I cannot get myself enough Tom Clark. He's in terms of speaking, and I mean this, sorry, Fred Reach, he's my favorite ERISA attorney to go listen to speak because he's got this straight up no BS kind of, oh, that's the one that he delivers with these topics. So I will definitely check out Tom Clark. He presents at 11:50 in the morning on Tuesday, and I'll be checking that out. Justin, there's got to be something you're psyched about besides the pickleball.
Yeah, I was actually, and I'm sorry to you, I was actually kind of interested in what Samantha was going to talk about, especially in the modern age that we're doing with marketing and I think, I can't remember the name of her. I got to go back and look at it, but around the marketing, what was it? Dust off your marketing plan. And, in this virtual world, you got to be super creative with that. Right. And she's great. Attract me. Yeah. Obviously they got a great product. So
she's great. It'll be good to hear from her. Mark, would you ever miss a Sherry Fitz? Can you miss a Sherry Fitz presentation? Is that an okay thing to do?
He needs more socks. He'll never miss a Sherry Fitz presentation.
Yeah, it's never okay to miss it. So that's why obviously one of us will definitely go because what we like to do is we divide and conquer, right, guys? Yep. We all go check everything out and then we come back and we strategize. And what are some other buzzwords, guys? Help me out here. Synergy and all that stuff, right? So that way we can see them all, come back, collect notes, and we're just on top of everything. So
I'm the only one that takes notes. You guys sleep on your heads like this because you're hungover.
It's right here, buddy. It's right here. But yeah, no, Sherry Fitz obviously is a go-to for. You had asked us a question about people attending for the first time, and I think they always should check out Mrs. Fitz. She's a blast. She not only presents well, but she will give you stuff to take action on, which is crucial.
Ross, as I look through the agenda and topics, I see things on pooled employer plans. I see things, pandemic related to this new virtual world that we just talked about. I see income options, how we're going to solve income in retirement, which is a big thing with Secure Act and all that stuff. Non-traditional investment options like crypto, Bitcoin stuff, convergence as a concept, health, wealth, retirement, participant data, general marketing stuff, social responsible funds. You as the guy who's running the conference, the guy who's been having a lot of conversations on these podcasts, can you give me like one or two that you think would dominate in terms of importance or, personally, what does Ross Marino think is the most important subject matter during this current time for this conference?
I'll give you a two-part answer. So the first is we intentionally try to cover all types of topics. The agenda committee, there's some beasts on there. I mean, they know the business. They love the business. Sure. They came up with this list. Then they went out and found speakers for it. It covers everything or many things that an advisor would be interested in. So when you do a conference like this, I always make the joke off the commercial, sorry, not sorry. People get irritated because there's 4 tracks running at any given time. They want to go to more than one of the sessions. Like, I need to go to that. I need to go to that. And my kind of tongue-in-cheek joke was, if there wasn't 4 sessions running at the same time that all or most of them looked irrelevant, you may not leave your home and come to our conference. So we stack the agenda intentionally for that. Everybody's at a different place in their career, and what's important to me today may not have been as important 6 months ago, might not be as important 6 months from now, because we're always, you run across a client, some situation pops up and you think, man, I got to know that. Somebody just asked me about Bitcoin. I wasn't prepared to have an answer, and I'm a fiduciary. I got to be prepared to have an answer. I need to go to that session. So we make sure that it's broad enough. What I'm most excited about, it's this convergence. It's why we rebranded to Wealth at Work, the opportunity to connect with participants where they're at in life. Do they have a debt situation? Did they just have a child? Are they buying their first home? This can happen in the work site. We now have that technology. We're building out the platform to go beyond the 401k and actually connect with them. It is what I've been waiting to see this industry do. I've been in love with the option of being able to bring financial planning, financial wellness, whatever you want to call it, to the workplace. It's happening right now. I'm certainly most excited about that. And we even have some sessions that say, should you even talk about wealth management? Is this really a thing? So that's what I'm excited about. I can't wait to hear what people have to say about it.
I did see one, and I apologize. I don't remember who the speaker was that was like, no. Can you just niche as a 401k still and survive? And I was like, okay, that sounds interesting to hear someone's perspective on. No, you can still just be a 401k guy. But okay, it's kind of what I thought you were going to say, but for good reason. Like this convergence thing is no joke. Like it's real. It's the driver behind a lot of big changes in our industry, and it'll be a topic in Nashville.
I passionately feel it's the way we should be going as an industry. Like if you could say, what is the right step for the consumer? And maybe it's the right step for all of us as providers, but what is the right step for the people that we are trying to service? It is a convergence of these two topics. It is a convergence of this wealth at work, 100%.
Katie,
holy
throwing
cow.
out. All right, let's Mark, how about some tips for Nashville? You've walked those streets late at night.
Very late.
So can you give anyone maybe a not to do in Nashville or a to do or whatever you want? Like give me a tip for going to Nashville for the first time.
Well, I don't want to steal from Justin's in our group text earlier, so I won't go down that route because we all have a story from the last time we were in Nashville about how we had a local try to treat us really well, and we were just a bunch of jerks from California who decided to run away. Like
we were not jerks, we were scared
shitless.
Scaredy cats.
We were scared.
We got some free booze and then we decided to bail, which is
We'd never experienced Southern hospitality like that.
Yeah. Oh, what I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Honestly, you go to Nashville, you go out and you enjoy some of the damn music. I mean, don't go into the big crowded places. You can go anywhere and you can listen. We ran into a couple of places. I think Justin, we went out one night. I don't know if the other guys were even with us, but you go to those little places and those people who are up there singing are exponentially better than anyone you ever hear anywhere around here, especially where we live.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Tip them. They're busting their butt doing stuff and they're passionate, they're artistic, and they're great. So enjoy the surroundings and you're around it constantly. And what I didn't do last time, Jesus, I'm a food person. Eat some damn Nashville hot chicken. Like I got to find some of that. I hear it's fantastic. So I don't know. That's just a tip for myself. Go eat some actual good food.
My tip would be if you see Brandon, our producer, or Mark, steer clear of them and do not get sucked into their vortex because they tend to come home at like 4 a.m. Ross, what would your advice be to the conference attendees on a good time to make it back to the hotel room?
Well, I generally wake up about 4 a.m, so I'm probably not the best person to ask.
You'll see Mark and Brandon coming home at that time.
Boys, I think we have a mission to accomplish this time.
Like
actually,
Ross is coming out with us.
He's going to the gym and we're coming back with McDonald's. Yeah.
Hey guys,
quesadillas.
This is legit. First Excel 401k. We were at the Palms in Las Vegas. People complained we weren't on the strip. Well, couldn't afford the strip. It was the first conference. So we were at the Palms. We were a block off. I was going to work out at about 4 or 4:30, walking through the casino. And who do I see in the casino? A lot of people that I knew who were pulling all-nighters. It may or may not have included people from our team as well. So
Ryan
sometimes
doing
just
from
gets
everybody
you.
at that time.
By the way, those people are not hard to pick out when you're at breakfast at 7:30 in the morning. It's pretty easy.
They are, Vegas just grabs people sometimes, that's for sure. But I remember walking through thinking, yeah, Vegas. And I got a good workout in, so it all worked out well. I think they went to bed after they saw me.
I will say this, if you're going to go for it all night, and be that party animal, you gotta pull it off, pull up your bootstraps and get there for that first presentation. Because otherwise you're a wimp. Mark's saying now, like I'm saying, go ahead, party it up, but don't sleep in your hotel room. And
you asked us what sessions we would want to go to and which sessions we don't want to go to. Breakfast on Tuesday, I will not be attending. That's the worst session of the day. I will find my way to the 8:30 meeting with coffee, and that's all I need at that point.
Justin, you got a to-do tip or not to-do tip for Nashville for everyone?
Yeah. Talk to everybody, make friends with them, even if they're homeless. Spend hours, ditch your friends, hang out with them.
Oh, go find
story.
random people. Go find random people, new relationships. I like that. To cap off Mark's Brandon, you got some advice.
Hey, that guy had better musical taste than you guys, so you know, I hung out
he
with
was
him.
also on something.
I didn't know that was a story. Brandon, a new friend.
We had to yank Brandon at like 3 a.m. to get him home.
Yeah. We actually left Brandon, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then I had to wait for him to show back up in the hotel room.
You guys started that story earlier, and I think it needs some context because you made it sound like we were really rude. Ross, we had a local guy who basically invited us backstage to listen to music, then proceeded to buy us all the beers we wanted to drink. And the Californians in us were like, what is this guy's angle?
You guys, don't place me into that.
What is this guy's angle? Like, what does he want from us? Is he, is he going to hit us with a big bill for being VIP behind the stage? Is he going to take us somewhere where we shouldn't be? Does he want our livers or probably not our livers, but some bodily organ? And the reality was, in the end, we figured out, no, he was just really freaking nice and wanted to be nice to us and hang out.
Very well connected and very well off financially.
And now
just
he's a recording
dude.
artist in the country music industry. And
and we ran away from him because we were scared he had alternative concepts going on there. Ross, you mentioned earlier that there could be 4 banging presentations going on at once. And I want to go to 2 of them, but I can only go to 1. Do you have any advice for people that missed out on that second or that third one? I mean, is there something they can do?
No, there really isn't at this point. Yeah, just being honest, it really is intentional. We just want to stack the agenda. That's what we do. And that's, and I'll go back. I remember years ago when I first started going to conferences and I used to get the agenda book when it was hard copy and I used to print it out. I used to get so excited and then I used to get so irritated, but that was a cool thing. I loved looking at all the sessions and then figuring out which one do I have to go to, which one do I have to prioritize to. So to me, that's part of going to conferences. So we haven't set it up yet where we're going to live stream or record and create the YouTube channel and so forth. Things that we kick around and talk about, but really that's just going to be one of the hallmarks of our conference. If you come at any given time slot as an advisor, I want you to look at the options that are there and say 3, maybe 4 of these are relevant to me as an advisor. I got to figure out which one to go to.
My advice might be we're kind of a small industry. And so let's say you see someone who's speaking on something you really wanted to go, but you couldn't, reach out to them. Hit them up on LinkedIn. You don't know, they might have a PowerPoint deck that goes along with it. They might have talked about it on a podcast. It might be on YouTube, or it might be on YouTube in the future, or maybe they'll just have a 30-minute Zoom with you and discuss their concepts. So my advice would be hey, don't give up, reach out to them and see, or maybe go up and, grab them a beer and get some of their quick thoughts. But if it's something you're really interested in, push a little bit and see what you can.
And grab the speakers. The speakers are your peers. They're advisors as well. They're in practice. Chat with them between sessions. Find them at lunch. Have a conversation.
Yeah, make friends. Divide and conquer.
Don't grab them.
Chad's always grabbing and touching. He likes to touch. Let's play a fun trivia game, Ross. Let's find out how well Ross knows his own conference. We talked about John Clark, Brad Aarons, Jenny Stout, Aaron Hall, Sam Mitchell, and Jamie Greenleaf. These are your topic committee. Do you know which one of those people is a crazy Buffalo Bills fan?
Oh, absolutely. I know because I interviewed her. I learned about adult kickball. And then I said, you have a magic wand. You can wave this magic wand. Anything in the world, you can wave this magic wand, make it happen. What would it be, Aaron Hall?
Yes.
She said, Bills winning the Super Bowl. That's some
And you
diehard
had a
stuff
wand
right
with
there.
you right now.
Mhm.
It's
Was that
impressive.
before or after last year? Because I don't think the wand works. It's malfunctioning.
Might be
her-
batteries? I don't
It
know.
got her far. It got her far, but not too far. This is Aaron.
Oh my God.
How far did they
Yeah,
get? What was that?
That was their first touchdown in week 1.
Week 1. Good one,
Nice.
Chad. Good one.
Wow, look at
Um,
Chad.
Who
Once
would
in a
you
while,
say
guys.
of who would you say of all those people I just mentioned is the biggest fashion person? Got a kind of a thing for leather jackets and rock band t-shirts. Any one of those?
Yeah, you know, it's
Easy.
got to be the Stevie Nicks fan. That's Brad Aaron's. Nobody like him. Gotta
Ding,
love
ding,
him.
ding. You're 2 for 2. And the last one is, which one of them is actually a virtual Peloton friend of mine? We connect on Peloton, much like people connect on LinkedIn. We've actually done Peloton classes together. My little Peloton buddy, if you will.
Yeah, Peloton buddy, that just doesn't cut it. I think hashtag Peloton beast, Janya Stout, much more accurate.
He knows.
Hey.
I thought he was so far removed, but no,
He's reading the chat bar, JD. You didn't
Oh,
give
is
him
he
proper
really?
instruction
Can't
not to
look
look at the chat bar.
No, I
Okay.
cheated. I've interviewed all those people for the Outcomes podcast and I've learned about them that way. If I didn't do the Outcomes podcast, I'm pretty sure I would just make jokes and deflect and change the subject.
I did the math, or at least just from the website, and it looks like you have 95 speakers, per the website. Any guess, Ross? And I think if you can get this within, geez, I don't know, I'll give it to you within like 4 or 5 people. Let's say 5 people. How many of those 95 speakers have been a past guest or have appeared on the Retireholics? Audience, you can guess too. How many of the 95 do you think have appeared on Retireholics?
Say 47.
Let me replay all the sessions in my head and the videos. Yeah, actually, I can't do that.
Jeremy.
They're not in my head. I'm going to go with 43.
Oh, wow. Geez. The answer is
be a lot.
24. The answer is
I was close.
Oh, man.
Hey, that's
Remember
over,
I said I did-
That's over a
Guys,
fourth. That's pretty good.
Remember I said I didn't recognize the vast majority, like a lot of these folks. It had to be a low number.
You better recognize 24 of them.
24
Chad.
of them.
I've been on the show before.
Hmm.
Do you worry about that, Chad? That someone's going to come up to you at the conference and be like,
Every,
hey, Chad.
every once in a while, it happens, especially we haven't seen people in 18 months. What's going to happen when we get to this conference? Like, yo, what's up, guys?
Actually,
just
yeah.
fake
Name
it
tags
till
are
you make
for.
it.
I actually thought that was super cool that as I scrolled through them all, that to keep landing on people that have been on the show. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see all those people.
Are we presenting on stage or something? We have a big speaking portion of this event, right?
You're on the auxiliary stage?
That's
Got
what
it.
they call it.
We're
Is that
back. We're behind scenes.
In front of like the
stuff.
bathrooms or something? Is that what that is?
I didn't
It's a
tell
special
you.
place.
I
It's very
didn't-
safe and secure.
I didn't tell you, Mark. Bryant Lester did a deal with me years ago. He said, if I give you guys a refrigerator, your own refrigerator on site, will you stop asking to get on the big stage? And I said, yeah, if we get a fridge with our own cold beer. So that was the deal I made.
And he knocked
Well,
it out
didn't
of
the
the
fridge
park.
not work?
The record players.
Did
and
we
the
send them our new
roses,
writer?
Yeah.
No, I
Ice
don't-
sculpture.
got to give him a new writer. But no, we'll be in the corner as always, the far corner. the couch, come see us, come say hi. We've got some fun free swag for everyone to come grab. There's even going to be a Robe Guy t-shirt this year that you can come get. So everyone should be looking out for that. Ross, how about the nightlife? What do you have planned for us on? What would it be? We get 2 nights, right? Monday night and Tuesday night?
Yes.
Where are we going? What are we doing? Are we doing neon night bowling? Are we, what's happening?
The Tin Roof in Nashville. So that looks like that's the first night. Acme Feed and Seed is the second night. So a couple of parties.
Acme.
I'd share
Feed and
details if
Seed.
I had any of them at all.
So just
Place,
straight up
Hey, Ross,
partying.
If I run into you in or around the bar area, alcohol or not, what can I get for you as far as a drink to make sure that you're comfortable and happy? And if you need a tea, coffee, water, soda, beer, what's your choice?
I kind of live in the moment, so I don't know. I'll come up with something on the spot. I really have no idea. Diet
Okay.
Coke, sure. Could be Diet Coke.
Okay.
Could be a
That's
beer.
his way of saying leave him alone, Mark.
There's
No,
way
I'm good.
I'm leaving
I
alone.
often,
Don't
I'll often
interrupt
have a
me.
beer at the conference. Yeah, I'll have a drink.
Oh,
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't
By the way,
actually drink it. I just carry it around so I don't stand out.
Lisa Allen chimed in 2 stages of live music at the Tin Roof. So that would be pretty
Nice.
cool. So
Hey,
you're
there's
just
2 stages of live music at the Tin Roof.
nice. That sounds
Nice.
great, Ross. That sounds phenomenal.
So
And the
excited.
the open bar is always, because you don't give us drink tickets. We just have a free for all, right? We just drink as much as we want.
We did that from day one. The drink ticket thing, and I'm not even a big drinker. No drink tickets. That's all I'll say. That just, I mean, come on.
I
I'm
usually
just gonna go up
start
and get a drink, and it isn't, it's not the stuff I drank in college. That's the 2 things, right? There's no drink tickets, and
VR.
it's not the stuff I drank in college, unless I want to, but there'll be a lot of other stuff. So when people go out, especially our industry, we like to eat, we like to drink. We're not necessarily on a tight budget, so we don't do that with the parties.
Ross,
Let's,
a very important question came into the Q&A from Mr. Lester. Said, when did Ross find out about the theme of the 2021 Wealth at Work conference?
Yes.
Piqued my interest.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go.
That's awesome.
Q&A. When do you guys think I learned about the theme of wealth at work?
the theme.
Last month.
2 months ago.
Oh, you mean like the look and feel and vibe, like the design theme, the 70s kind of Woodstock thing?
Yeah, yeah. So it's not just the pictures and the art, but the actual Woodstock. When do you think I learned, hey, it's a Woodstock theme?
On our post last week.
I would
Day.
say you're setting us up, but I would hope that you gave the thumbs up or the thumbs down at one point. So you learned about it before it was a thing. That's my vote.
March.
Well, we'll see if Lisa or Bryant want to put it in the chat. I don't know if they'll
Wow.
post it there.
I've always thought of Ross as this type A, like very kind of
Control.
attention to
Yeah.
details, up at 4 a.m., like measuring the amount of oat milk that goes into his cereal. But apparently he's much more of a loose, free flying surfer type than I had originally thought.
You saw it with the blonde hair earlier. Absolutely.
We were
he
in.
is.
So I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about the website, and Bryant said, well, you see the bus? I'm like, oh, it's so cool. And somebody said something along the line of, well, it's the Woodstock theme. I said, oh, Woodstock's so cool. That's great. So it's a Woodstock theme, people. It is so cool. And as of, I think yesterday or the day before, I actually know it's a Woodstock theme.
Yes. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Remind me next year that we should be talking to Bryant and Lisa on this show. Ross doesn't know jack shit about what's happening at the conference. Let's talk about what I think is the elephant in the room, and what I think is going to be a lot of fun in Nashville: the dress code. I'll go to Mark first, and then we'll allow Ross to give any thoughts.
that
Go to
shit
Ross
right.
first. Well,
I want to know where Mark thinks it's all going to go wrong,
Oh,
and then
it's
I
gonna-
want to hear if Ross agrees or not.
No, Ross, it's the best thing I've ever heard for a conference ever. I just am such a pessimist when it comes to the people who will not abide by the fact that you're allowing for the dress code to be so casual and free and enjoyable, and they're going to ruin it all by showing up in their stupid suits and ties and things because they don't get it. So I'm just not excited to see the people who don't listen to your advice.
Ross, will you be enforcing the dress code?
We will not be enforcing the dress code. Casual means come casual, feeling casual. If you want to wear a suit, wear a suit. I'm not sure you're going to be real comfortable if you wear a suit, but it's up to you. But I think that's part of it. When you talk about the advisors conference, and I'm actually convicted on this. If you're comfortable in khakis and a polo, wear khakis and a polo. I mean, seriously, you want to wear a sport coat, wear a sport coat. I really don't care. And I think it's fine if you wear jeans as well. And in case you wondered, this was a decision that I had nothing to do with. So the agenda committee got together. They were completely convicted. By the way, I'm the CEO. I have a title, and that's an acronym. So I threw that out there. You may wonder what my role is. I often wonder what my role is. But as far as the dress code, the agenda committee said, let's do it. Let's do casual. And Lisa Allen and I talked about it. And, we kicked it around. I was a little hesitant just from the standpoint of, I don't want to tell people what to wear, because when I'm casual, I wear khakis. I wear a golf shirt. I'm fine. And if you're in jeans, I mean, I really don't care. You wear your jeans. I wear khakis. I wear shorts. I'm okay. So come as you are, but it needed to be casual. So I'm going to have jeans on, and I'll try to blend in.
JD, you going to be rocking some board shorts, bud?
I love where you took that, because I agree with you in that, hey, wear what you're comfortable in, because I always hated it when you give me the business casual rule, like, oh, the conference attire, it's business casual. You must wear business casual. And so it's like, I love where you're going this, Roth, and don't cut yourself short. It's pretty innovative, like, especially for our industry. You're the first conference I've ever heard of. Sounds like no thanks to you, Ross, but thanks to your team to do something like this. And I think that's very cool. And not to make it all serious, but I kind of side with Mark in that, really, you're more comfortable in a suit and tie? Fuck off. Like the program and wear something loose. But with that said, I might be more comfortable in a suit and tie than I am in business casual. Business casual has always felt weird to me, but will you be upset if Rogue Guy runs around the conference shooting silly string into the face of people wearing suits and ties?
Well, two things. One is I think you need to have selfies with the Rogue Guy. So that has to be part of it. And if it means you get silly string on you, I don't see anything wrong with that. But also remember, some of the people that are coming that are dressing a certain way, their companies require them to do that. But they don't have a say in it. So it's okay.
That's, to me, I feel like that's a gray area. I understand that
they shouldn't be allowed in.
Yeah, their company
has a rule. Give us your money. You can't come.
I understand that their company has a rule. We understand that. We've been in this business long enough. But if the conference rule would trump their company's rule, like, I feel like they'd have to play along with the rules. But whatever, we'll see how it goes. But I think it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
I was just going to say,
of people dressed. There's going to be like the least dressed me in a robe, and then there's going to be a suit and tie, and then everything in between. So it's actually going to be kind of a
but the majority pot. Where will the majority be? And I think the best thing that you all did,
sport coats
during
the just like you're going to wear.
Think so. No way.
Sport coat. I guarantee it.
Chad, what is that? You're on Family Feud. You're on Family Feud. You're trying to get top 3 on the board. What's going to be the top 3 like fashion statements?
Jeans and polo. We're talking men. It's going to be jeans and a polo.
But t-shirt was the protocol,
right?
Jeans and a polo is. I think you asked me a question. I'm giving you an answer. What I think the best thing you all did though, Ross, is in the presenter training. You said we want you all to be in jeans and a t-shirt. And I love that. That's what Brad said in the training. And I feel like if the presenters day one are sitting up there in jeans and a t-shirt or shorts, that everybody else will definitely follow suit day 2. I don't know how to be day 1, but I think everybody will follow suit day 2 and they realize, okay, even the people that are up on stage are going to be in casual attire as well.
Well, and I'll tell you, I think you're right about that, because that was something the agenda committee pushed, which was, and it was towards me through Lisa, that I have to be in, we have to be all in. You can't just make it optional. If you're going to say casual, you have to come casual, period. Now, it doesn't mean that I have to have jeans and a t-shirt per se, but I need to look casual. So I can't be the guy who has a sport coat because I think I should wear a sport coat. It doesn't work, right? If it's calling casual, I have to come casual. And I agree with that. You know, I think it was great. Thought about it for a little while. Lisa didn't budge. So I said, okay, because that's how we roll. And I'm going to come casual.
Bravo, Lisa.
I mean, if you were James Bond, then a sport coat would be casual. Sure. Okay. So Chad says it's going to be like a polo golf shirt and jeans, because the jeans are kind of offsetting. I think people are going to push for the t-shirt. I think you're going to see a ton of t-shirts and jeans. What is Ross going to wear? That's what everyone wants to know.
I don't even know what I'm going to wear
Oh,
tomorrow.
come on.
That's
Come
a
on,
lie.
really?
That is a lie, Ross. I do not believe you.
You thought about it, Ross.
You're
Yeah.
right. I know what I'm going to wear tomorrow. It's going to be the same khaki pants that I wear every single day. I've got 4 of the same color, so I don't have to use my brain. And then it's next up on the shirt, because every shirt I have that I wear to work matches with the khaki pants. No mental
Boom.
thought whatsoever. So
Boom.
yeah, kind of planned out.
Do you
My
tuck
man.
in? Are you going
My
to
man.
tuck into the khakis with the belt?
Ooh, tuck, no tuck,
Ooh.
huh? You know, I don't really have those no tuck shirts. So I don't know if they really look good.
You don't
not
have to
tucked.
have
Is
no
it-
tuck shirts. I don't think.
You do, because they V in the back if they're
All
not
my
no
shirts
tuck
are no
shirts.
tuck. Wow.
I
Oh,
just,
like a
I
dress.
saw an ad for Untuck It or something
Yeah.
like that. So
Untuck It's
I
great.
said, this is like a fashion thing. I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about. So
So
yeah, I
Lisa
don't
said you
the
have to go
Untuck It shirts.
shopping, so maybe you get to order some Untuck It shirts.
All right. Well, I'm sending all the Retireholics cut off jean shorts and tank top Retireholic shirts that we're going to wear matching, all of
Yeah.
us.
I hope they're Daisy
Ross,
Dukes.
let's go to Chat Bar Champion. You've been paying attention. It's been an active chat bar. Who is your vote for champion tonight into the semifinals?
So I was supposed to be watching the chat bar.
Well, Lisa and
Sure.
Bryant can't do everything for you, Ross. Sometimes you got to do shit yourself.
Sue,
Ooh, I like
there
it.
you go. I just saw it.
Well,
Totally
Lisa
agree. I
did
would have
it,
picked
though.
Sue.
Lisa
anyway.
did it.
Lisa
Lisa
gave
did
your
it.
vote. My
She is
God.
so good. You
Chad.
have no idea. She
I
is
mean,
so
Chad.
good.
I'm gonna steal everybody's and say Katie.
Hands down.
Katie. Justin?
Yeah, Katie,
Yeah.
hands down.
Mark, I want to do a power move like Ross. You do my vote and yours.
Okay, let's see. Let me scroll the list here. I'm gonna say JD's vote is Crystal because you love Crystal and she's
Right.
awesome. And
quiet, though.
my vote is for Sherry Fitz because I love Sherry Fitz, and that's my
Which one
explanation.
sucks?
All right, Brandon, those are the
JD,
yes.
while we wait for Brandon to put those up, I always get a kick out of folks who log in but are too afraid to put either their full name or they log in like under a company name. Remember last week we had the gal, I think it was Steph is what she started off, and then when she realized this was a safe zone, she gave her full name. There's a few in there right now with company names that I think it's time to change it. Let yourself be known, chat in the chat bar, be involved in the show, change
That's
it from a
fine.
company name to your personal name.
Chad's calling you
But
out.
Katie, of
Never
course,
happens.
my initial vote was for you, but we try not to double up on our semifinalists. Okay, I apologize. I don't want to offend you. I love you.
Katie Boyer, by the way, that's a phenomenal post on LinkedIn. The road
Well, it's
guy.
because
Got a point
Justin
right there, Mark.
Justin doesn't have a mind of his own. Apparently, that's
All
why. he-
vote, folks.
And the winner
Beat the shit out of you, Mark.
is Katie Boyer.
Yeah, you're gonna win anyway.
Katie Boyer of Pension Pro. Katie Boyer at pensionpro.com. If you're out there, I'll drink for that. And you want to killer software, whatever the fuck they do, you should reach out to Katie. She's the And apparently she's going to be whooping it up in Nashville. So let's make sure that we hook up with not hookup's the wrong word. Let's make sure we hang out with Katie Katie's our peeps. She's our peeps. We love her. Ross, it's been great. It's been fun. I've lost a bit of respect for you on the show today. I thought you were in charge of a lot more things. Apparently you do very little in your life, but you want to let everyone know that you got a book out before we play a song. What's the book? What's it about? You've probably got, 45 seconds to a minute. Let us know about the book.
First, I want to say I'm looking forward to the Retireholics Rent-A-Robe in Nashville, because I think you're onto something if that's an actual thing. Throwing that out there. I might even wear it.
Can I borrow your amazing team to help me with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what they do, so they may have time.
Everything.
Yes, they do. No doubt about it. The book is Shaping Change: How to Respond When Life Disrupts Your Retirement Plans. It basically follows a family. It's a modern day parable, and life just keeps happening to them. And even though we like to plan for the future and plan for the retirement and make mountain charts and show people, here's your goal, here's how much you'll have once you retire, life rarely works out the way we think it's going to. Financial planning really turns into, now what? When life happens, you got to figure out what we're supposed to do. That's actually normal. That's common. We as financial planners, we as 401k advisors who are delivering financial wellness programs, we can actually help people where they need it. And that's when life happens and we can help them make decisions. That's what the book's about.
Shaping change. Beautiful little cover. Love the aqua color. Plug the podcast. You got, how many podcasts you got? 5, 6, 7?
It's solid, Ross.
Got two right now. So Outcomes is the one that's connected to Wealth at Work. That's where we interview 401k specialists, CEOs of advisory firms who are in the employer sponsored plan. We also have Shaping Change that connects with the book and our Retirement and Longevity Summit, which we're kicking off in March of 2022. And we're about to launch one that is going to be consumer focused. So it's going to be client friendly, not for financial advisors. And it's going to talk about how you just navigate life, financial planning, and go from the moment where you think, am I okay? Which is what everybody needs to know when life happens, to finally to be better than okay, and use financial planning in order to help people get there.
Does that one have a name? Yeah.
Better than okay.
Better than okay.
Better than okay. I haven't heard that one.
I want you to know I've really
launched
enjoyed
it yet.
I've really enjoyed the Outcomes podcast. I hope it continues.
As have I.
We've had some great guests on there. And then one last plug before Brandon plays us some cool song. And Ross, I know it's your bedtime, so
it is. I keep looking at the clock. I hope I wasn't getting busted. I'm like, man,
you don't have to stick around
that melatonin.
You don't have to stick around for the after show. We'll just talk to Lisa and Bryant since they know more shit than you know. So, but before Brandon plays us out with a song, registration still open for Wealth at Work. And last plug.
It is. It's open. And if you want to come, two things: either have proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within 48 hours. Love to have you with us. Looks like we're going to have a full crowd.
Gonna be awesome.
Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you in October. And thanks for everything you do for the industry. For real.
Yeah,
it's
Ross.
good stuff, and we appreciate it.
And outside the industry.
Thanks to you, Lisa and Bryant, for actually doing a lot of those things. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the after show. Brandon, music.
You know the day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Try to